A dusty two-lane road stretches across endless plains. Mountains loom in the distance, capped in snow even in late summer. A beat-up pickup truck barrels down the road, trailing dust. The driver? Eli Grant, early 30s. Weathered denim, calloused hands. He watches the open land pass by, silent, thoughtful. The truck pulls through an arched iron gate marked Gideon Ranch and drives past corrals filled with cattle, a rusted windmill creaking in the breeze, and an old barn worn silver by sun and time. Tom Bridger, the foreman, meets him near the barn. Late 40s, tall, built like old timber. No smile, just a nod. "You Eli?" "That's right," Eli says with a slight nod. "You worked cattle?" "Since I was old enough to saddle up." Tom with a slight smile. "Good. We didn't have time to babysit." They shake hands. From the porch, Hank watches. 60s, thin but solid, a permanent scowl etched into his face. He smokes a hand-rolled cigarette. A woman steps out behind him, Marjorie Gideon, early 60s, iron gray hair pulled tight, the matriarch. Her eyes meet Eli's like she's sizing up livestock. "You stay out of trouble, Mr. Grant. I don't believe in second chances. Work starts at 5 sharp. You ride with Hank tomorrow, check the fence line. Feed the cattle before that," Marjorie said with authority that no one would dare challenge. "Yes, ma'am." She nods once, then turns inside. With introductions complete, Eli grabs his gear and shown to the bunkhouse to settle in for the night. The next morning, mist clings to the grass as Eli and Hank ride out on horseback, tools and fencing wire strapped to their saddles. The sun begins to rise, bathing the plains in gold. "She likes you well enough. She didn't shoot you," Hank said with a sleepy grin. Eli chuckling. "Good to know." They ride in silence for a while, checking posts, fixing sagging wire. Open fields give way to thickets and sparse pine trees. Hank stops his horse and points. "There's where we stop. See how the line runs into the trees?" They come to a halt. Ahead, the fence vanishes into dense forest. The temperature drops. The birds go silent. Eli follows the fence line into the tree with his eyes. "Looks like it's falling apart in there." "It's been like that for a while. We don't go in." "Why?" Quietly, Hank replies. "'Cause those woods don't belong to us." "Coyotes?" "Coyotes don't skin cattle. Don't walk on 2 legs. Don't call your name in the dark." Confused, Eli turns from Hank to look back at the tree line. It feels like the trees are watching him. Locals call it Deadwood Hollow. You be smart to remember it. We ride around. Always. Rain taps gently against the roof of the bunkhouse. A dim lantern glows above a circle of tired ranch hands playing cards. Boots are kicked off, spurs hung on the wall. The air is thick with the scent of sweat, dust, and cheap coffee. Eli sits at the edge of the group, listening more than talking. Hand number 1. "Heard a calf got snatched clean off the ridge last fall. No blood, no prints, just gone. Like something plucked it out the sky." Hand number 2. "I heard one of them things left a dog's skin hanging over a fence like a jacket. Bones were sitting all neat like it folded the damn thing." Nervous laughter breaks out at the last comment from the group. The older hands don't laugh. Hand number 3, younger and skeptical. "Come on, man. That's just drunk talk." Hank was sitting with his back to the wall looking into his coffee. "I heard one once. Sounded just like my wife. Been dead near 10 years now." The room stills. The stove pops in the silence. No one makes eye contact. After a long pause, hand number 1. "You ever see it?" "Not with my eyes, but I knew it was there." Eli looks up, unsettled. The laughter is gone now, only the creak of the wind outside. Low fog hugs the valley, sun barely risen. Eli, Hank, Tom, and another hand ride slowly across the field. A crow circles above, cawing once. "Something's off," Tom says as he spies the crow circling. They dismount. A young calf lies just beyond the tree line. peeled open like a fruit. No blood, no drag marks. Its skin is folded beside it, intact as if removed surgically. Eli kneels. No signs of a struggle, just laid out. "Ain't coyotes, ain't no animal does that," Hank says grimly. Tom, gritting his teeth. "Goddamn fence runs straight into those trees." He looks to Hank. "You really still gonna tell us to ride around it? We patch what we can see. That stretch stays wild." "What if they come out?" Hank locks eyes with the hand. "Then you pray they don't want your name." Eli stands slowly, wiping his hands off. He looks at the trees. They seem darker than they should. Eli rides alone. A coil of fencing wire clinks in his saddlebag. The golden hour light fades as he reaches the boundary. A hammer dangles from his belt. The forest ahead is thick, dense, like it was grown to keep things in. Trees rise like a wall in front of him, dense, old, twisted. His horse stops short, uneasy. Eli Grant didn't spook easy. He'd known mountain lions, broken bones, men who shot first, but something about the hollow felt wrong. He dismounts, moves toward the sagging, half-rotted fence. Eli reins in at the edge. Pines rise in unnatural silence. Not even wind rustles the branches. He dismounts. Deadwood Hollow wasn't marked on any map, but every man in the valley knew it was there. A place the land itself seemed to forget. Eli moves to the sagging fence. Posts are snapped like toothpicks, wire curled and frayed. As he works, hammering, pulling line taut, the forest presses in. No wind, no birdsong, just breath and heartbeat. A snap of a twig nearby. Eli freezes. He turns. Nothing. A bird calls once, then silence. Total, unnatural silence. He pauses. A bead of sweat rolls down his temple. The forest watches. Eli swallows hard and forces himself to keep working, kneeling now, fixing a lower section of wire. He hears something behind him. A soft exhale, like breath from behind his neck. Then he sees it. A small clearing beyond the trees. Bones, arranged in a spiral. Pelts nailed to trees. One is unmistakably human skin.
Eli.
He spins, wild-eyed, stepping closer, hand hovering near his hammer.
It's me, Lily.
His eyes dart around. There's no one, but he sees it now. Between two trees, a figure. Gaunt, tall, eyes too wide, skin the color of ash. It doesn't move, just stares. Its mouth opens, but the voice is still his sister's.
You left me.
Eli stumbles back, trips over the coiled wire, scrambles to his feet. The figure doesn't follow. It only watches, head twitching slightly, bird-like. He bolts to his horse, mounts hard, and kicks into a full gallop. Out of the hollow, across the field, hammer swinging from his saddle, heart pounding like a drum. A storm is blowing outside. Thunder cracks. Rain pelts the tin roof like gravel. Inside, Eli sits at a small table with Hank. A lantern flickers between them. Eli looks shaken, haunted. Dirt still on his clothes, eyes red from lack of sleep. There was something in there. I heard her voice. I saw things like they were waiting for me. You went past the fence? Hank asked quietly. Eli nods. I had to. Fence was blown clean through. I thought it was just coyotes. You brought 'em with you. Hank interrupts firmly. Eli blinks, confused. The wind howls, the lantern flutters. What does that mean? You stepped where you weren't meant to. The hollow don't like being looked at. Now, it knows your name. You two whispering secrets or just making each other nervous? Tom says as he enters the room, soaked from the rain, shaking water from his hat. We've got bigger problems than ghost stories. 2 more head missing, North Paddock. Fence is down again. How close to the tree line? Hank asks. Close enough, Eli mutters. I'm not sure it's just the cattle they want. Rain pours, lightning flashes. The fields glow silver for moments at a time. Eli, Tom, and 2 ranch hands ride out, rifles slung. They find the cattle scattered, nervous, bellowing, clustered around something in the grass. It's a body. Hand number 1. Oh God! As he covers his mouth, choking from the sight he was seeing. They dismount. Eli holds his lantern high. It's a young ranch hand, Jesse. His body has been flayed open, skin peeled clean, face frozen in horror. Eyes missing. No blood. No tracks. Just mud and silence. Tom staggers back. Jesus. Something tore him apart. Gravely, Hank replies, No, something wore him. They all look to Hank. What? They take your skin, your voice, your memories. That's how they move between us. Rudy was with him, but I don't see another body, Hank says as scanning around. Suddenly, a sound just beyond the tree line. Something mimicking Jesse's voice, soft, distant. Tom? Hey, Tom! You out here? Everyone freezes. That's Jesse's voice. But Jesse is lying dead at their feet. Now terrified, Tom, No! 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 The lantern flickers violently. Horses panic. Hank shouts, Don't follow it! Don't answer! They mount up fast. Eli lingers a moment longer, staring into the woods where something pale moves just out of sight, crawling on all fours, impossibly fast. Then it's gone. The horizon bleeds pale light as Eli, Hank, and Tom ride up to the edge of the forest. Their silhouettes are grim against the mist. Horses stamp nervously, reins tight in gloved hands. Packs clink with gear, ammunition, lanterns, sage bundles, a flask of holy water, and 1 old revolver with 6 silver bullets. Hank dismounts slowly, pulls a small tin box from his saddlebag and opens it on the ground like it's a sacred ritual. Inside, a coil of dried sage, strips of red cloth, a worn silver crucifix. 6 hand-poured silver bullets, engraved with protective symbols. This is as far as we go blind. Light the sage. Tie the cloth to your belt. And whatever happens in there, don't speak unless you have to. Hank instructs the group. Eli watches as Hank moves methodically. He grinds the sage into a shallow iron bowl, douses it in a few drops of whiskey, strikes a match with his thumbnail. A line of smoke curls up. It smells earthy, bitter, protective. Eli asks quietly, How do you know all this? Hank doesn't look up from his work. A Dinette woman gave it to me years ago. Said it wouldn't stop what's in there, but it might confuse it, slow it down. He loads the silver bullets with reverence, 1 at a time, snapping the cylinder shut. Hank locks eyes with Eli. You ever shoot something you knew wasn't human? After a beat. No. You will. And when you do, make sure it's bleeding before you take your eyes off it. They ride in, and everything changes. The forest floor is too quiet. The sound of hooves sinks, muffled like snow. Sunlight doesn't reach the soil. Instead, a greenish-black haze settles across every surface. Time seems to lose grip. The men glance at their watches, minutes passing like hours or seconds. Branches twist unnaturally, hanging like nooses. Shadows move just a little too quickly when no one's looking. Tom, uneasy. I feel like we've passed that stump before. Hank, low. It's the Hollow's trick. Don't trust your eyes. Trust your feet. Forward only. The horses stop without prompting, ears pinned, nostrils flaring. Ahead, a clearing. In the center, dozens of crude totems made from splintered bone and antlers. An altar built from what looks like a rib cage the size of a buffalo's. Draped over it, skins. Animal, human, something in between. Strung between two posts, a ranch hand. Fresh, skin stripped in one clean piece. Mouth open in silent horror, eyes missing. Tom gags. That's Rudy. Not anymore, Hank says grimly as his eyes scan. Then, a sound, a whisper. Tommy. Tom freezes. His jaw trembles. Eyes glass over. Barely audible. Charlie? A figure steps from the trees. A child. But the eyes are wrong. Too large. No whites. Its face flickers between forms, from child to Jesse to a rotted, half-skinned version of Hank. Urgently, Hank bellows out to break the trance. Don't look at it! Tom takes one step forward. I didn't mean to leave you, Charlie. The thing tilts its head, smiles, then lunges, its mouth splitting open like a snake's, jaw cracking in half. Its limbs stretch unnaturally. Gunshot. Hank fires the silver revolver. The creature convulses in midair, slams into a totem, and lets out a shriek like metal grinding bone. It vanishes. A deeper silence falls. The trees tremble. Whispers now come from all around them. Shapes move between trunks, half-formed things with antlers, beaks, blank human faces. Go! Hank shouts. No, we can find. This place has my name, yours too now, but I've been here longer. He shoves the silver revolver into Eli's hands, hard. It listens to names, faces, memory. It wears what you fear most. So don't let it know what that is. Just ride, Eli. Ride and don't look back. Hank turns to the altar, pulls the rest of the sage from his coat, and sets it ablaze. The flames erupt unnaturally, blue, then green, then violet. The wind shrieks. The totems shake violently. Come on, you bastards! Hank screams into the tree line. Eli turns his horse and flees. Behind him, gunfire echoes. Heaters' screams rise and cut off. A crashing boom, then nothing. Just the forest and silence. Eli's horse crashes through the forest like it's on fire. Branches whip past. The air feels colder, heavier. His ears ring from the last gunshot. In his hand, the silver revolver, warm and sticky with Hank's blood. Behind him, no footsteps, no sound, just trees watching. He turns in the saddle once. Nothing. But in the corner of his vision, a figure flickers. Something long and tall with backward joints, and Hank's face stretched too tight across its head. Eli. He jerks forward, spurs the horse faster. The trees begin to thin. Light starts to break through. Ahead, a glimmer of movement. Tom. Tom's face is pale, eyes wide. He's limping but alive. His shirt is torn, smeared with blood, not all of it his own. Breathless. You made it. They don't speak much, just keep riding. Finally, they break out of the tree line into open land. The sun is up now, full in the sky, but it feels wrong, like they've been gone too long. Time feels off. As they slow, both men glance back at the woods. The tree line looks still, innocent, but the shadows seem a little deeper. Hoarsely, Where's Hank? Quietly, Eli responds after a moment. He stayed behind. Eli sits at the long wooden dining table, his knuckles raw and bloody. Marjorie Gideon pours hot black coffee without a word. Tom leans against the doorway, nursing a stitched gash across his shoulder. No one talks for a long time. "They've seen you now," Marjorie says to the pair. Eli nods. "Yeah, I saw them too." She places a small bundle wrapped in deerskin on the table in front of him. "Keep the sage near your door, salt your windows, and if you hear someone calling your name at night, don't answer." The first few nights after, well, they didn't sleep much. But eventually things got back to normal. Whatever normal can be for this ranch. Eli rides the fence line alone. The cattle keep their distance from the trees now, even without prodding. A new stretch of fence stands where there was none before, fresh posts, thick with iron nails. Charred sage is tied in bunches along the top rail every 20 feet. Red cloth flutters in the wind. He stops at the border of Deadwood Hollow. The trees sway gently, almost inviting. Eli dismounts, pulls a match from his coat, and lights a fresh bundle of sage. Smoke wafts in slow spirals toward the tree line. A shape watches from the dark. A figure, tall and thin, not moving. Eyes like wet glass. "Eli?" He stares straight ahead, doesn't turn, doesn't flinch. You can mend a fence, patch a hole, even reinforce a boundary. But out in Deadwood Hollow, it's not the land that's broken. It's the space between what's real and what's waiting. Eli mounts back up and rides on. The trees remain still, but something follows, just out of sight. If this tale gave you chills, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more stories from the forgotten corners of America. Every action means the world to me as a new channel. We'll keep the fire lit, just in case something's listening.